So, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I wish you all very much welcome to this conference of Better Finance and the Icelandic Savers Association. We will be addressing the issue protecting purchasing power and investments in Euro capital markets, taxation and investments in EU capital markets. This is a subject at the top of the list for institutional as well as individual investors. Iceland holds a distinctive position among its neighboring nations in that inflation has been persistent. Owing to the depreciation of the currency, the Icelandic krona, 2 zeros were removed from the denomination of the currency, yet it changed nothing. Inflation continued unabated, often reaching very high levels, and it was common for it to remain for many years around 15 or 20%. When people had ceased depositing money in banks and foreign exchange controls were in force so that money could not be taken abroad, Icelandic savers had few means of ensuring that their savings would not be consumed by inflation. In practice, that is precisely what happened. The banks were on the verge of being emptied of deposits, and it was difficult to obtain loans from them. To address this situation, the decision was made to permit the indexation of financial obligations. Thus, a lender no longer had to face the risk that the loan he had granted would be eroded by inflation, provided he could link the loan to an index and require the borrower to repay both the principal and the increase that had accrued to it in addition to interest. With the advent of indexation, the Icelandic financial market was transformed. It became possible to lend money over longer periods, whether for house construction or other purposes. Indexation saved the Icelandic financial system some 45 years ago, and Icelanders have lived with it ever since. Yet the indexation of financial obligations has one defect. It makes it more difficult for the monetary policy set by the monetary authorities to operate effectively as an instrument of economic management. In Iceland, as in many neighboring countries, capital income tax is paid on money held in bank deposits. The interest paid by the banks on the account in which one keeps money for everyday needs is so low that it's wholly insufficient to offset the erosion of the deposit's value caused by inflation, even when inflation is low. Nevertheless, the state taxes the interest paid by the bank, even though that interest is insufficient to preserve the real value of the sum in question. In this way, tax is levied on negative income. The most obvious way to remedy this is for annual taxation to take into account the inflation of the previous year, and for only that portion of interest which represents a real return, real interest, to be taxed. This may complicate matters within the ministries, but with the technology now available, it ought to be surmountable. Apart from the voluntary savings, which I have already discussed, Iceland has succeeded in building up a system of pension funds into which all working people are obliged to pay 15% of the taxable wages from the age of 16. It's then most common for people to begin drawing a pension at the age of 67, though many begin somewhat earlier, and consequently receive a lower pension while others defer retirement until the age of 70 in return for a higher monthly amount. This system was established some 55 years ago through the concerted efforts of the labor movement and employers' organizations. Together with the Dutch system and to some extent the Danish one, it is regarded as an exemplary in Europe where the largest nations face an ever-growing problem arising from limited fund accumulation. In those countries, the greater part of pension payments is financed through the tax contributions of those currently bearing the burden of state taxation, a flow-through system. What each Icelander pays into his pension fund creates for him defined rights in proportion to his contributions, thereby securing him a pension from the age of 67 until the end of his life. No funds are inherited under this system. Instead, the money remains in the fund upon one's death, whether the death occurs before pension payments have begun or after they have commenced. This system, built by the labor movement, has already reduced the importance of state pension payments. In the future, such payments by the state will disappear altogether for those who have been in employment. The state will pay pensions only to those who have never entered the labor market because of illness or disability. In addition to this arrangement, Icelandic wage earners have the opportunity to pay into private pension saving schemes, and a certain minimum portion of such contributions enjoys tax advantages. These payments are fully inheritable upon death, whenever it may occur. Investment in Europe has declined, a matter about which Mario Draghi has issued warnings. Unfortunately, he was unable to attend this conference, although being invited, and present his ideas to us. One of the points Draghi has made is that economic growth in Europe has been weaker than in the United States, while European pension funds invest on a large scale in American companies. In these matters, however, we must not forget that the sector now most prominent, the artificial intelligence, AI, may be advancing more rapidly in the United States than in Europe, because fewer restrictions are imposed on it there. Yet, AI will undoubtedly transform our society, and therefore understandable that it should be regarded as an attractive investment opportunity. But let us judge the matter when the game is played out. AI must be subject to rules and limitations precisely because it can have such decisive effects on our lives. Caution is therefore required so that the welfare and happiness of the individuals touched by it are not endangered. This may impair profitability in the short term, but we in Europe must think in the long term in all that we do. I'm certain that our contribution at this conference, by addressing the importance of investments in real terms, will add to our knowledge and help push the issue forward. Thank you.